Pump it up, pump it up. Trae. Oh, come on, come on. Pump it up, pump it up. This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peace that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I want to welcome you to a Thankful Thursday as we continue this amazing theme of Black women in leadership here for Women's History Month. I'm so excited because I got two phenomenal Black queens in the building, y'all. I get to start my day off today with Marie Kidhe. Many of you know her. She is tried and true out here in this community, and she's also the managing principal at Reimagine Solutions. I'm glad that she's here joining me, telling us more about what she's been up to. And later on in the show, we got Teya Williams in the building, y'all, the owner, vision coach, and facilitator at Dreams Manifest LLC. We'll be talking to her about her work and some upcoming events she has going on. But of course, you know it is the top of the show, so it's a great time to tag and share this stream. That's right, I told y'all. This is Women's History Month. Help this woman right here, me, Trae, grow this audience. Go ahead and share this stream with folks who you feel could benefit from a daily dose of dopeness right here on The Day with Trae. If you can't watch our TV show, we still got you covered, y'all, because you can listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and The Day with Trae. You'll find me on whichever platform is your favorite. There's like 200 of them. Go ahead, search for us. You'll find us there. But, you know, this has been phenomenal this week to continue these discussions with some dope leaders. And I'm excited because up next, we got Marie Kidhe in the building. She's going to be telling us all about the work that she's doing at Reimagine Solutions. Hi.
Hi, Trae. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, this is really exciting for me because we're in community all the time.
Right.
And so when I get to interview folks and have them right here in the Black Media Matter studios with me, it's really a joy for me.
Agreed.
Because I already know how you get down, but now we get to share it with everyone else. Tell us a bit about your background and what got you to say, I'm ready to do this thing and jump out on this leap of faith on my own with Reimagine Solutions. Just give us some history.
Awesome. So actually, I've been in business now going on 5 years. Actually, this will make 6. I was an entrepreneur, so I had a full-time job, and then I also had my company. So Reimagine, we provide community strategy, public relations, events targeted at the Black diaspora. Some of our clients have been Communion Restaurant Bar. We've got Metier Brewing Company, RVC. It's been a real honor to be able to support these phenomenal Black businesses and connecting deeper into not only our community, but expanding upon that with events that are aligned with their vision and their values. And so that's just a slice of the pie.
Well, you bring in so much, right? I mean, when you think about being able to manage both, a lot of amazing organizations and businesses have to start that way.
Exactly.
What was some of those things that you had to do to try to balance your own energy as you were navigating, you know, full-time work and continuing to be this prominent in community with Reimagine Solutions?
Whew, I'm tired just hearing you say that. Honestly, it has been, it's been a joy, but it is a lot of work. You know, this is my first year actually being a full-time entrepreneur. Really excited that my former employer is actually now my client. So the balance, if you will, of the side hustle, as we hear people call it, and like that 9 to 5 is real. Like you go to work and then you get off and then you go to work. And so a lot of that is just really time management, but also like self-management, making sure that you're taking care of yourself, that you're eating. Trae got a quick snack in there, y'all, because there's a lot going on, you know, and rest is a big deal. So being able to think about ways that I have been able to go forth is what I do tends to be connected to what I've done for my employers. So that's been a real asset for me. So I've been able to work in spaces where my background has not only complemented who I'm working for, but the work that I'm doing in community, and it's allowed me to bridge both together.
Yeah, well, you know, that's actually really key too, because I think when you're known and you grow in an industry, it's through the impact that you make. And if your job can contribute to that impact, all the more better, right?
Absolutely.
Really for your business. So kudos to you
Thank
for
you.
stepping out now as a full-time entrepreneur.
Thank you.
I know that was a serious transition. But it's, you know, when we think about women in leadership, I just want to ask you about this because, you know, there's something to be said about who guides us and who is there along the journey with us. Tell us a bit about some of those staples in your journey.
I would say, first, I appreciate you saying it's a journey, because it truly is a journey. Like it's something for me that is my passion, it's my purpose. So when you think about it in that approach, like your what, your why, and your how, all of those things align in my journey. I would say for me, I'm a very spiritual person, so I'm very grounded in the fact that, you know, the Most High is getting me up every day if I'm blessed to be able to continue on this journey. So I'm grateful for that. My mom went to school, raised 2 kids, had a job. You know, she's celebrating 50 years of being in this country this year. So being able to watch that as a single mother, like her grinding, like literally getting up, doing one, coming home, reset, doing the other, it sets a real tone in your understanding of like, okay, I've got to make this happen if I really want to see something positive come. I'm also very blessed to have a lot of great aunties and surrogate moms in the community. So, you know, definitely Vivian Phillips, Stephanie Johnson Tolliver. I give great respect to Reverend Harriet Walden, Patricia Valentine, like all of these phenomenal women who came before me, who fed into me, who saw me, who loved on me. Really grateful for that. And so, yeah, and even like you, like I'm watching you now sitting here in this chair and, you know, balancing your own life, your own career. It's a journey, and Black women are strong and they're resilient and they're powerful. And when we come together and we can support each other in that pathway, there's nothing stopping us.
Absolutely. And that brings me to collaboration, right? Because in your industry, in your field, there's something really special about the right kind of partnerships.
Yes.
You were talking about, you know, your former employer now being a client.
Yes.
Some of that is because the recognition of partnership and the synergy, right? When it's like, oh, okay, no, this is symbiotic for us. I'm getting a benefit, you're getting. Tell us about some of those collaborations along the way.
I appreciate this question because that's a core part of who I am and a core part of my being. Most people who know me know, you know, I'm a child of East Africans, and so I move in this world with a very village sense of mentality and effort. And I believe in the importance of collaboration. Of course, being aware of who you're collaborating with is important. Everyone doesn't fit together, even how great you may be, but I've had the opportunity to collaborate with so many powerful people and be able to see us bring different pieces of the pie together. You don't have to do it all by yourself. And I think that has allowed me to not only support others, but be supported. And so that's a key part of the work that I do. And I think that's a key part of just being in community.
Yeah, it really is. I think when like you can't be in community alone. That's an oxymoron.
Exactly.
Right? And so much of it is about the connections that we make along the way that not only is, again, they're pouring into us, but we're pouring into them.
Yes.
It's something that I really appreciate about our community here. Black community in the Seattle metro area really has these strong ties. It's not just because like, oh, We went to Garfield. Shout out and go with girls basketball team. I see you rocking.
I got the 4-peat. I had to wear my Bulldog sweatshirt for the Lady Bulldogs. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations indeed. 4th year championship. And, you know, really, when I think about even the team, the camaraderie of team, it reminds me of Village, right?
Great.
We all come here. We all know our role. We play our part. But we're pouring into a collective. And that's really important. When you think about some of the things you're really excited for this year in 2024 for Reimagine Solutions for you, tell us about some of those things that are drawing some excitement.
I would say one of the way we kicked off the new year was very exciting. So we were able, myself and Teya Williams, who will also be interviewed with Trae as our host, we were able to kick off a platform called Say Yes, where we're inviting women, Black women, to say yes to themselves, to say yes to their power, to say yes to their healing. And so that's how we started 2024 together. And I believe like just that intention of setting ourselves up, of not only like acknowledging ourselves, but being vulnerable in that acknowledgement has been really powerful. I have my first collaboration event coming up on the 23rd of March. It'll be at Teya Brewing Company's alternate location, which is downtown in the Old Pyramid Brewery, which is owned by the Mariners, called Boxyard. In their Victory Hall space, it's called Ladies First. I've partnered with Vibe Bingo, which is the thing right now, hard. And also Softball Beyond Borders, to be able to honor the women of hip hop and R&B. Hip Hop 50 is still in effect. Hip hop is still 50, and I wanted to make sure to center the women who have such a powerful voice in hip hop, but aren't always noticed or given the recognition they deserve from past, present, and future. We're also collecting proceeds from that event to support Softball Beyond Borders, because we want to make sure our young softball players, our female softball players, have access to the game. So that's my first big event this year. Really excited about that. I hope you pull up, Trae.
Hey, no, you know me. I'm marking my calendar. One thing I get to say with true authority, y'all, is that if she's putting her name to it, you know it's gonna be a vibe. It's gonna be a whole vibe. Well, you know, honestly, I just want to thank you publicly. Ooh, I'm getting emotional. I just want to thank you publicly for really being a staple in our community. And I realize that when we talk about collaborations, like y'all came to me and said, look, we know you're the right person for this. And it was so powerful. I'm so glad that you mentioned it, because I'm definitely going to be asking. So that was perfect timing. And I'll be talking to Teya about it more. But the opportunity to provide safe space for Black women was so powerful. It was transformational. And I'm grateful that I brought women with me who I was like,
your mama.
Yeah, I'm like, when do y'all say yes to you? You know what I mean? And that's so important. It's so key, because when we're doing everything for everyone and everyone needs something from us, you look up at your day and you're like, okay, what's the thing for me?
Right.
You know, right? And my brother has a joke. He's like, you ain't gonna do nothing but make some popcorn and sit and watch Avatar or something. I'm like, so what? That's my thing, right? Like,
that's
whatever
for
it
you.
is. And I think we have to be able to recognize in our power that those kinds of opportunities aid to our power. They don't take away from it. So I just thank you for always, you're everywhere too, you know, right? You're everywhere. Like me, we'd be like, hey girl, hey.
I must be in the right place.
That's right. But I'm so excited to see what you continue to do as you build Reimagine Solutions. And thank you again for being here. If folks are trying to tap in, stay connected to all the great things you're doing, look right here in this camera closest to me. Let them know how they stay connected.
Well, soon I'll have a website at the end of the month. Very excited about that. Shout out to Jessica Reichel for building that for me. I would say if you want to stay connected with me, you're welcome to follow me on LinkedIn, or you can email me at reimaginesolutions@gmail.com. I know it's loud and long, but or you can just reach out. I'm around most of the time. People can find me, and I'm looking forward to figuring out ways to collaborate and better and uplift with you.
You're doing the work.
Thank you, Trae. So are you.
Yeah, thank you. You know what? Queens recognize queens around here on the Day with Trae, especially during March Women's History Month. We're going to continue to recognize another beautiful queen because up next, we got Teya Williams in the building, y'all. She is the owner, the vision coach, the facilitator at Dreams Manifest LLC. Y'all don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. You're watching the Day with Trae.
Disenrollment is a situation whereby people whose birthright to be indigenous is being stolen from them by politicians that have been elected to lead.
Today, the latest or last chapter of the saga concerned the threatened physical ejectment of as many as 21 Nooksack families from their homes.
I think it's come about by hatred for our family. That's what it's all about.
Our bloodline is still here. You know, they can't get rid of us.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I'm excited because I actually got to work with this phenomenal queen. Teya Williams is in the building. What's up, Teya?
Hey, Trae.
It's good to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, now we were going to pick off right where we just left off.
Okay.
Because we were talking about this Say Yes event, and this was something that when you talked about what you were wanting to do for Black women,
yes,
I just want to hear about your perspective, the impetus for this. What made you say, we need to probably do this and start the year off right this way?
Well, part of it was I won a King County grant for racism as a public health crisis. And so my focus for the year is on Black women. And so we thought that the first event leading into 2024 could be a visioning event because that's what I do. And to bring 30 Black women to a table, I mean, what I thought it was going to be, it was so much more than that, so powerful. I'm still in awe, I'm getting goosebumps as I'm talking about it right now. But just to bring women together in a safe space to, you know, have community and network and talk and kind of let their guard down and create a vision for the following year and beyond. I mean, so powerful.
No, I mean, that's one of the greatest word for it. Because me too, I was like, I've done vision boards before, or like, not necessarily like vision board parties, but I've been in events where that's what you're there to do. And the way you facilitated it, I think, was so insightful for me.
You.
And it really had me thinking deep about the ways that I can be more intentional about saying yes to myself. And I appreciated the perspective of, this is not just saying yes in general. This is about you.
Yeah.
And my best friend who was there with me, you know, there's so much, but she's like, look, it's her daughter, it's work, it's family, her daughter, work, family. And I'm like, every time I'm like, so what you do for you though?
Right.
Right. And we have these conversations. She's like, girl, well, what you do for you? You know, right?
Yeah.
And I always go to my spiritual work. Cause I'm like, at least I meditate, you know what I mean? But the idea that it really challenged me to answer in a real organic and authentic way and be honest with myself about like, yo, I think I'm coming from, oh my God, coming from that cup overflowing all the time. I was like, ooh, to be honest, like that's really where I'm coming from, right? Because I realize I don't do enough work around just having a what quote unquote me day, or what I love to say, a nothingness day, right? Like days of nothing. What are some of the things that really had you say, you know what, I need to be able to do this full time and offer this service to folks through, you know, Dreams Manifest LLC? Tell us about the beginnings.
Oh, goodness. So I was working a full-time job as well. Lots of hours. I was an apparel designer. I was traveling the world, doing all the things, and I had all the rich auntie vibe lifestyle credits, but on the inside, it didn't feel good to me. And so I had to take a look at myself. So taking that moment to reflect, I created a vision book for myself to be like, how do I want this life to feel? Forget how it looks. Right, and that's why I pour so much into the coaching part of these sessions, is because I know how real that is. I don't have kids, I don't have a family, but in terms of my family, my mom and my brothers and my extended family with my friends, I pour into everyone, and I always have. And when I was also pouring into a job full time, I would come up empty a lot. And so once you've done that enough, you'll hit the wall and say, okay, this isn't sustainable. I want to be doing something different. How do I make it happen? And so that's what happened for me. I created that vision book on how I wanted to feel. And that was the start. And I was just doing that for myself because I was at a crossroads. And once I completed it, I thought, I bet you more people will want to be doing this. And it has just evolved over the past few years into maybe being able to call myself a coach, you know, and taking the philosophy and the perspective that I have from doing that vision book and applying it and supporting other people in doing the same thing. I want people to prioritize themselves because, like you said, we said in the class, you can try to pour from an empty cup, but they're not getting the best of you. So what you want to be doing is taking care of yourself. A self day is great. If you can put a little bit of energy into yourself every day, though, you know what I mean, and some focus. Every day you have more to give and from a better place, and not have people robbing energy from you.
Yeah, this is so important.
Yeah.
And, you know, I got to ask about, you know, the ways that you've experienced the results, right? Like people telling you about their experience by coming to, you know, one of your events, by having that facilitated vision boarding process and experience. Tell us about what you've been hearing from those who have been in attendance.
I've heard so much positive feedback, especially from the Say Yes event, but from all the events, honestly, like you said, they have to go so deep because I'm not just asking you if you want to lose weight or if you want a new car, you know what I mean, a new house or whatnot. We really want to get down into what your true desires are for your life and paint a picture for that. And people find that to be a powerful experience. It's challenging also. I have an 8-week course that I have people going through right now. We're beta testing and they're like, we went deep. Like, you have to go real deep on this. You're asking good questions. You're providing good information. So that's why I feel so good about the work that I'm doing, is it challenges people to become their best selves. And I like to think of myself as not only as a coach, but also a cheerleader and a facilitator for people just becoming their best selves.
Yeah. Well, I think too that, I mean, you just said it, you know, you really built your business on a personal experience, your personal journey, which then is reflected in the way that you connect with those who are attending your event. So again, it's not like arbitrarily a coach, a facilitator. It's like, no, I went through this because I had to. I had to make that change. And I think that that's it comes through in how you facilitate. And again, I think there's some powerful folks doing this work, but it really was something unique about like the experience. And me and my girls, we were just together talking about it again,
I
just
love
like
that.
how important it was for them to be like, yo, I've never been this intentional about how I'm gonna set myself up for success this year. And so we had so much fun. And then it was like, okay, so we're not gonna let this keep on, being a one or two times a year thing. Let's be more intentional. What else we're doing a girls trip when we do it, like being specific is really important. But, really that camaraderie,
Yes.
I mean, you're talking about partnering with Marie, y'all have known each other for some time. How has it been for you to be building those kinds of partnerships and extending the relationships you already have into collaboration?
Oh, so amazing. Like, I just moved back to Seattle about 5 years ago. And so with being away for so long, you kind of disconnected. And then also, I think being in a corporate environment where all of your time is spent in that, you're not connecting as much, right? And so being back and being in the community has been a challenge for me to kind of let people in a little bit more. Like, I know people, but they're getting to know me. And then connecting with Marie just kind of opens the gates, right, to community. And it's an authentic friendship and partnership. I've known her since I was 14 years old. You know what I mean? It's super easy to collaborate with her. But yeah, I think women supporting each other, like she said, is just powerful in general when we come together and lend a hand in what the other person needs, right? Is amazing. So the synergy is there with us creating safe spaces for Black women. It's a no-brainer for her. And to connect me with other women who want to be doing the similar things, it's easy. Yeah.
And this is too, for me, one of the things that I get excited about, because we don't see enough of the sisterhood in Black women. We talk about this competitive nature,
Right.
Hey, if there can only be one of us in the room, I got to make sure it's me. I got to cut her down just so I can rise. And that's really not what I experienced as a Black woman. And, we've been talking this week about the attacks on Black women leadership and what it means for, you to soar in the midst of all of these different societal pressures and things that are out there that can try to trip you up. How do you stay afloat with all of it in your own leadership?
I think you just have to stay in yourself. Like, we are taught so much to focus on what's going on outside of ourselves. And if we stay grounded and centered in our authenticity, on what we truly like, what matters to us the most, instead of reflecting these things that other people say are important, that we stay close to our truth about who we are and how we want to represent ourselves, then it makes it easy to make decisions and to, make a choice when things are presented to us that may not align with us. And that whole competitive nature, like, it's such a lie. Like, there's enough for all of us. And so, go where you're being fed, go where people see your light and want to amplify others as much as you can. I think that's what I try to do. I'm always trying to provide information or, a hand. So I don't get the competitiveness, so as much as we can be enriching each other, like, don't accept the lie to be true, right? Like, there's enough for all of us. And the truth is, when we come together and are working together and providing each other with information, you get that community aspect. And especially women coming together, it just magnifies so much. There's nothing we can't do when we come together and have a like goal or similar goals. So I just try to lean into that. Like, when I come up against any friction or tension, there's another way, right? So nothing, or everything that's for me is for me. And so nobody's gonna be able to stand in the way of that. And I look at that, as that's how I approach life. And so when I run up against something that isn't aligned with me, I just move on until I find the alignment. And Marie has been alignment for me, and I'm so grateful for her.
I'm so grateful you signed on for our Say Yes event because it was so dope.
Well, I'm so glad y'all thought of me. I said it earlier, but I mean it because it was really fun to bring, you know, people that I care about into something that, you know, I get a lot of these opportunities, but it's not always the right fit to bring my loved ones into it. And that was so perfect. And it was profound for them. And so that means a lot to me, right? To be able to do that. But I also think too, you were modeling the way. You had your niece there, I believe, right?
Yes.
And it was so amazing to see how she was supporting you, but also she was sitting there absorbing all of it. And she's a young woman, I think in her 20s, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, she was talking to me, and it was just so good to see how she was being able to be in space with you and watch you shine like that.
Yeah.
And in terms of modeling the way, how important is that to you as well? Because that's a level of mentorship. Even though she's family, that's another level of, you know, bringing the next generation up.
It's so powerful. She hasn't been in many rooms that have looked like that. And to be honest, a lot of us aren't in rooms that look like that. We had 30 Black women in a room like that at one table. That that hardly ever happens. And when we do, we just kind of take a collective sigh of relief when you walk through the door. But for her, it was just like, I've never seen this. You know what I mean? She's from Spokane. And so, and then too, she's never seen me do an event like that either. But she had done a vision boarding event at her dorm where she's an RA a few weeks before. And she was like, if you ever need help, I'll come and help you. And so we put her to work, but I think it was a great experience for her to be in space with that many Black women and everyone checking in on her and being like, are you good? You know, how are you doing? I didn't have to be I wasn't the only one checking in on her and making sure she was good. So yeah, super powerful to have her there in that way, supporting me. I'm so grateful for her too. It was a long day. So I'm glad I had her there with me. But yeah, no, community is everything.
Yeah, it really is. And I love that you said that because it was a sense of nurture in the room. You get a bunch of Black women together, you're going to find some nurturers for sure in the room. But you have some other events coming up. I want to hear about some of the excitement. What else you got cooking in the works?
I'm so excited. We have a women's wellness event coming up on Sunday, March 24th. It's I Am Worthy. A Black and BIPOC women's wellness event at Bird Bar Place. We're gonna have Danielle Thomas, who comes on and does menopause here with you. She's gonna be talking menopause and perimenopause with Black women, along with Dr. Lisa Price. And then we're gonna follow that with a sound bath by Jennifer Moore. We're gonna be serving lunch. It's gonna be another powerful day for Black women to come together and talk about our wellness and calm our nervous systems and start the week off on a good note. So, yeah.
Oh, look at this. Y'all got the big cooking today.
We do.
Of course, Teya, it's always a pleasure to just be in space with you. If folks are trying to stay plugged in, as you have more and more opportunities for folks to tap in, you know, there may be some Black women out there say, I need this in my life. Look right there, let them know how they connect.
Well, you're always welcome to contact me on dreamsmanifestllc.com. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, Dreams Manifest LLC. Yeah, come connect with us at our community events, as well as any digital online classes. I have an 8-week course where I provide one-on-one coaching, so that's another avenue to connect. But yeah, stay connected with us and get as much, you know, empowerment as you can.
Yeah, look, as her shirt says, y'all, get heavy on the self-love.
Get heavy on the self-love.
Thank you so much, Teya.
Thank you, Trae.
It was so great to be with you today. Thank you for coming down. Y'all, this is always, for me, the place where I get to wrap up and I get really excited about what I just got to experience. So, of course, you know, I'm going to wrap up all of my excitement right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Big Tobacco thinks they know everything. They think they know you, your community, the places you go, the way that you spend your time. They think they got you all figured out, down to a formula. A calculation based off of numbers or what they think they know. Show them they're wrong. Learn more at theythinktheyknowyou.org.
Hello, welcome to Elite Insights with Carlos Imani. We're looking to offer an in-depth look at event production industry through the lens of client experiences and joint successes. The podcast will emphasize guest interviews, focusing on clients discussing their fields and reflecting on their collaboration with Elite Collective. Again, you're with Elite Insights. Carlos Imani here. I'll see you guys in a few.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I'm telling you, this powerful week full of amazing women. I'm so glad that Marie and Teya could be here today to really extend this week for me when we think about beautiful, powerful, immensely connected Black women in leadership doing their thing, right? This for me is exciting. You heard it from both of them. They got events coming up back to back. So there's gonna be an explosion of amazing times happening on March 23rd with Marie Kidhe's event. Make sure you get down there, y'all. This is a time to continue that celebration of the 50th year of hip hop. And clearly, she's like, look, we're focusing on some of the amazing women for Women's History Month that have contributed to that. And then make sure you take some time to care for yourself, learn more about menopause with our own menopause mentor here on The Day with Trae, Miss Danielle Thomas, at the event for Teya on the next day, March 24th. You are worthy. That's right. I am worthy event. Y'all want to get down there as well. But you know, what they both shared with me here today was nothing less than just purely inspiring, but also a great example of what we can do when we step into our purpose. And when we live in purpose, on purpose, there's nothing that can stop you. And that's what they're really showcasing in our community. I'm so thrilled that they are here and in our community doing this powerful work. Y'all want to tap in. Go and check them out. Stay connected to the events that they have coming up because they do a phenomenal job. And I get to say that as someone who is not only a collaborator with them, but also an attendee. And it is such a great time. If you are looking to do something or bring some of your girls out, for some of the women out there who are always caring for others, think about yourself. These two are doing it in such a great way, exemplifying the way to do it, but also giving you opportunities through their events to do the same. So I encourage you, be inspired, y'all, because whatever it is that you can bring to this great world of ours, it's so much better when you don't keep it to yourself, but you become a part of the solution. So for me, y'all, until tomorrow, when we wrap up this amazing week at 11 a.m., peace.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.